Harvey Weinstein was found guilty on 2 sex crime charges.
And Cal Poly recently released new features with their university app.
And Cal Poly's own Maya Dvorchak made the U.S. national volleyball team roster.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I'm Evan Pettingill.
And I'm Lauren Kozicki. Let's get into today's top stories. On Monday, Harvey Weinstein, a former Hollywood film producer, was found guilty by a Manhattan jury for 2 charges of sexual assault. Weinstein faces up to 25 years in prison after being found guilty for sexually assaulting a production assistant at his apartment in 2006 and a third-degree rape of a woman in 2013. The jury found him not guilty of predatory sexual assault, which could have led to a life sentence. The verdict was handed down 5 days after jury deliberation, and the decision followed 7 weeks of testimony from 6 women accusers who spoke about their rapes and other sexual misconduct. Weinstein chose not to testify. Weinstein will also have to face a trial in California for similar charges, but for now will remain in jail in New York.
Cal Poly just released its new app attempting to make it easier for students to maneuver. Since Cal Poly began its rebranding, it has been working on updating and improving many of its services. One of those services being the Cal Poly app. The app has a new display and new features as well. Students are able to access the Student Center to view their schedule, personal information, and financials. There is also now an Events tab which includes events for ASI, the community, campus life, and diversity, as well as the academic schedule. The app updated its map, continuing the features being able to search for your building and giving you the quickest route to it. The app also provides safety phone numbers associated with the area. Students are able to call campus police, Cal Poly Health Services, counseling services, local hospitals, as well as sexual and dating violence resources. There is also access to the directory where students can search for a professor or student on campus and find their phone number, email, and office location. Cal Poly hopes are that the app will make students' lives more successful and help them achieve their goals.
Cal Poly is on its way to meeting the $700 million donation goal announced through the Power of Doing campaign. Cal Poly received $39 million in donations in 2019 from over 14,000 individual donors. This funding is being put towards numerous projects, including building upgrades, a new wine and viticulture center, and an expressive technology studio for the College of Liberal Arts. The $39 million donation is a $4 million increase over 2018. 6,000 of the donations were made by Cal Poly alumni, while the rest came from general donors to the CSUs. The CSUs as a whole broke the previous donation record and received almost $570 million in donations and $370 million in gift receipts. And now we're going to head over to Parker with the weather.
Thanks, Lauren. It's going to be a hot one this week. I'll have more weather for you after the break.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Honey, have you seen my cell phone?
But don't just imagine.
My park came to life?
Ooh, a plot twist!
Use STEM to build, create,
She did it!
and change the world.
Who's with me?
I'm more of a 2 feet on the ground kind of guy.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Hey!
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless! Time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome to weather for this week. As you can see, today we have a very warm winter for this week, with a high of 73 today and a low of 47. You can see that it would be a good time to go to the beach sometime between now and Friday. In Cayucas, we have a high of 72, which is the same all the way down to Oceano. Up in North County, we're going to see a little bit more heat in Paso Robles with a high of 77 and a low of 40, all the way down to Santa Margarita and San Luis Obispo at around low 70s. Down in South County, we're going to see it a little bit cooler than North County. In Arroyo Grande with a high of 64 and a low of 42. Santa Maria with a high of 66 and a low of 41. And down in Vandenberg Air Force Base with a high of 65 and a low of 40. You can see this 5-day forecast that today is going to be a beautiful sunny day, as well as Friday. But tomorrow is going to be slightly cloudy, but it's going to be a bit hot. And this weekend, it's actually going to be declining in temperature significantly, with a high of 65 on Saturday, a low of 44, and on Sunday with a high of 57 and a low of 40. So, if anyone would like to go to the beach, again, a good day is probably going to be today to Friday. That's all for weather. Now over to Anna with this week's sports.
Thanks, Parker. Cal Poly Junior opposite hitter Maya Dvorak spent her weekend trying out for the USA National Collegiate Team. Reporter Evan Pettingill had a chance to talk to her about the results.
Cal Poly volleyball star Maya Dvorak will be representing the United States this summer after a weekend-long trial in Colorado last weekend.
I was there with probably a couple hundred, over 200 girls from all over the country to make a few roster spots. It was insane. As much as it was always like a dream of mine, I never really thought that it would be a reality until the success that I saw this year in my playing season, and then when my coaches asked if I wanted to go to the tryout, and then when I eventually stepped onto campus at the Colorado Olympic Training Center.
The tryout process was designed in waves. Each wave would practice at a certain time, and the majority of the time was spent playing scrimmages.
I was trying really, really, really hard to not have expectations and put that on myself, because you know, it can get in your head and make you think about things that aren't important. But coming out of it, I had a good idea that I was going to make a team.
After not seeing any playing time in her first 2 seasons at Cal Poly, Dvorak is now fulfilling her lifelong dream of wearing the red, white, and blue on the court.
For me, it means a lot of just a lot of work that I thought, you know, went unnoticed or maybe didn't matter. You know, the ups and downs and the challenges along the way, that it all mattered and that it was all worth it. And every time I drove to Sacramento 2 hours to go to club practice got me to being able to have the opportunity to represent my country in the sport that I love.
Dvorak will head down to Anaheim this summer to practice with the U.S. Women's Olympic team and help them prepare for Tokyo. For Mustang News, I'm Evan Pettingill.
Dvorak still has a year left to play at Cal Poly, so you can expect to see her playing next year. Cal Poly's men's basketball team will be celebrating their senior night this Thursday at 8 p.m. in Mott Gym against UC Irvine. Cal Poly women's basketball will also be playing in Mott Gym this Wednesday at 7 p.m. against rival and number 3 team UCSB, as well as playing against CSUN at 2 on Saturday. Our men's baseball team will be going up against Michigan this weekend in Baggett Stadium. Games will be February 28th through March 1st. That's all for sports. Back to the desk with Lauren and Evan.
After the break, find out about a coffee that doesn't cause any jitters.
And get a look inside this year's Slow Craft Beer Festival.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Coca Coffee has created a coffee with only good side effects. Reporter Tessa Hughes has more.
We're food chemists to figure out what ratio do we need of cold brew coffee to amino acid blend to where you essentially neutralize the extreme effects of both. That's why I get the caffeine boost faster and why I get no negative side effects of caffeine.
Imagine that. Jitterless coffee. All the caffeine with none of the crash. Coca Coffee has been making its way across Cal Poly's campus since the beginning of the school year. The brand was initially launched at UC Berkeley in 2019 by 2 students, but was brought down to the Central Coast when Cal Poly business student joined the team. Mustangs have slowly been trying the brew to see how it compares to their normal coffee habits.
Compared to other coffees, it's definitely more effective at getting like an energy boost. I think Starbucks probably beats it for taste, but it's going to be tough to beat Starbucks. So definitely for energy efficiency, the best one though.
Since bringing it down to slow, the company is focusing on expanding their outreach. They recently struck up a partnership with High Street Deli, where they will now be selling the brew, which will soon be transitioning out of their small glass bottles into cans, which expands the physical volume of the product and extends their shelf life. When starting out, Gupta was selling coffee out of his blue cooler to students, but now he is doing everything he can, from tabling at Dexter to trying to get it sold in campus market so that students know the name Coca Brew. The company has even started a student ambassador program, which they have used to market their product while incorporating Cal Poly's Learn by Doing motto.
Really pride ourselves on about the ambassador program is that we're students, and so we're student-run companies, so we understand how hard it is to gain valuable work experience. And so at the end of the day, while we do have objectives and goals of the program, we're there to support you, because at the end of the day, we want them to feel like they have ownership and full autonomy to do what they're interested in and things that they can help build the skills and what they're looking to do for the future.
Coca Coffee will continue to expand their product to sites that will meet demand. This weekend, beer lovers across the Central Coast enjoyed local brews at the 9th annual Slow Craft Beer Fest. The 21 Plus event was hosted by the Madonna Inn at its Expo Center on February 21st and 22nd. Several notable local breweries included Central Coast Brewing, Barrel House, and Slow Brew poured tasting beers for more than 2,000 attendees. And for those who weren't hyped on hops, Boochcraft, Whalebird, and Libertine led the non-beer options, serving up hard kombucha and cider tastings. Attendees were offered unlimited samples ranging from sliders to soup from some of San Luis's very own eateries. Artisan vendors sold handmade candles and tiles to those in need of a break from their beer and bites. The Slow Craft Beer Fest organizers will be hosting their next event, Viva Cerveza, on May 23rd and will spotlight craft beer and taco pairings on the Madonna Meadows. More information can be found on vivacerveza.com.
Electric vehicle maker Tesla is unveiling new batteries, and its CEO talks about brain computers. Reporter Parker Smith has more.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk has announced the development of a cobalt-free battery production for its upcoming vehicles. An anonymous insider disclosed to Reuters the new formulation will reduce costs by a double-digit %. Cobalt currently costs around $33,500 a ton and is around 5% of the makeup of a typical lithium-ion battery. In addition to its increasing price, the mining of cobalt is ensnared with human rights abuses. Around 50% of the world's cobalt is unearthed from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has been accused of utilizing child labor for its mining. A 2019 lawsuit filed by parents of children harmed and killed in the cobalt extraction process named Tesla specifically for ignoring this aspect of production. The first of these vehicles roll out in China, and it is predicted they will reach international markets later in 2020.
And that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Evan Pettingill.
And I'm Lauren Kozicki. See you next time.
You got 1 minute.